Do you remember
Should
what
we be
you?
witnessing that?
It
Does it
doesn't matter.
matter?
It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Uh, you remember what happened last time? Yes.
More or less, yeah.
All right. So after having tailed those, the member of well, that sort of rival right, the person that we was one of those barbarian clans, and having seen him yanked down the sewer grate into the sewer by a mottled gray hand, you jumped in afterwards, um, pausing only long enough for one of the children that you helped to give you a silver whistle and tell you that if that the sewers are a strange and dangerous place, especially the sewers in Wabala. Um, Handing it to you, saying that it will help protect you from sort of the stranger things. And then you leaped down into the darkness, uh, falling some 10 feet, landing with an easy sort of 3 point landing, maybe like some sort of ninja. I don't know. You
Iron Man, the superhero landing.
basically still have sunlight streaming in. You're in a very small tunnel. You actually have to stoop slightly. It's probably only 5.5, 6 feet tall. So your head is like sort of brushing up against it, and you have to sort of take this sort of
Okay,
hunched.
Grandar's tall as fuck.
You have to take like a hunched posture to sort of climb through it. Uh, Following, roll a perception check or a survival check actually for tracking down here.
Alright. That is a 23.
You're easily able to pick up a trail of what appears to be bright red blood smeared across the walls and rocks that have been sort of yanked from the side and pulled down the path very sort of haphazardly. It's very clear that someone or something was dragged through the sewers down here. You definitely suspect it was the person you were tailing, and you're able to sort of uh, follow it downwards, deeper and deeper into the sewer. Eventually, it becomes darker and darker. Do half-orcs have dark vision, right?
Yeah, they do. Let's see if I can find how far it is. I think it's 60
Yeah, it
feet.
should be like 60. That's the standard of dark vision for races. Um, Eventually, the light or the sewer turns from sort of a dull, muddy browns and greens to shades of gray as your dark vision kicks in, and you are thrown into complete pitch black. You see nothing but a wall of inky ebon at 60 feet away as you move forward, passing through the sewers. You have to pause every now and then from junction to junction, making sure you're maintaining the path as it becomes almost maze like. And as you are moving along, has Grogdar ever had anyone close to him die?
Yes.
Who and how?
Father, poison, older brother, murder. Also, the rest of the orcs in the clan.
All right.
It was pretty much an ethnic purge.
Okay. As you descend lower and lower into the sewers, you turn a corner and run straight into a group of children. 11 of them, all of them aged 8 to maybe 12. At their head, young Aubrey, still nursing her wounds, but rather confidently striding forward, a bullseye, or not a bullseye lantern, just a lantern in her hand, holding it up, guiding these children through the sewers. She sees you and almost drops the lantern, having to catch it at the last moment, and she produces a small dagger, saying, "Who are you?"
You know me
She
from the shop. From
sort of
the
moves in
what's the name of the
close.
shop?
Toman's Tinctures and Tonics.
That's what it was.
She sort of, a look of recognition passes over her face. "You were with the rest of them, right? The others, the the strong man and the paladin." What are you doing here?
I kind of point to the trail of blood and I'm like, well, I found someone of interest to me. And whatever the hell took them did that.
She looks at you sternly and says, "It's not safe to be in these sewers for too long."
What's down there?
What up, motherfucker?
Calm.
What up?
Shh. Be quiet. We're getting Grondar down to the second level of sewer so we can join you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I still have to discuss why you're alive, Cody. After this.
Why I'm alive?
Yeah, why haven't you committed ritual suicide like you promised?
Oh, for season 8.
Oh.
You promised
Yes.
to calm yourself.
Well, don't worry.
Yes,
Don't worry.
ghost.
We'll get to it. Don't worry. Grondar, she is looking at you, and she actually takes out this same small silver whistle that you have, and she blows it, and it doesn't make any noise at all. But she looks at you, and she seems satisfied as she tucks it away. You know they're down here, right? The strong man and the paladin and the gnome. They saved me. They saved us. Well, they did what they could for
he's
Aaron.
finally here.
Yeah.
Wow.
They did what we could for Aaron, but they freed
Yeah, what
what's.
is he?
She looks downward and says, I don't think he made it.
Sorry to hear that.
She says, I don't think he made it. And she looks a bit sad, but she raises her head sort of resolutely. But I can't worry about that right now. I have to get these children out. I have to get them to the blacksmithing shop in Metal Pandemonium. We said we would meet in the basement there. If you
Is that where you're meeting up with the main party?
That's where they'll be meeting up after they have finished their business down here. They descended into the second level. It's very close now. We came from just down this hallway. If you take a left at the fork, it leads into a large sort of antechamber, and eventually down a ladder to the second level where they are. I'm sure that your aid would be appreciated.
That bloodstain's not going anywhere. I think I can go help him.
She nods her head and says, "I wish you luck." And she looks
You as
around.
well.
She looks behind her at the children, gathered behind her, and says, "All right, stay close. We're going above ground." As they head actually the direction you came, probably to go out the very same grate you jumped into.
Actually, hang on a second. Before she walks away, I need to ask her, what does the silver whistle do? Like, she blew it and it did nothing. So I'm like, I want to pull out my whistle and be like, what, is this like worthless or what?
When I was 3, my mother died from the plague. Whenever I was 7, my father was petrified by the judge for stealing food to feed us. Whenever I came to these sewers seeking what life I could live, it was dank and it was dark and it was dangerous, but it was nothing unusual, giant rats and things like that. But over the past year, I've seen my father cast in stone standing in the hallways. I've seen my mother covered in pox walking between torchlight. There is something that is wrong in these sewers, and something about these whistles, whether they be blessed or who knows, it is capable sometimes of driving them away. I don't know if it's it drives them away, or if it brings us, whoever sees them, back to reality. I'm not sure how it works. But there may come a time where you see something strange down here, and it may be of use to have it and to blow it.
Good to know.
She turns and quickly heads in the same in the direction you came from, and I suppose you head in the direction she pointed.
Yes.
Easily finding the sort of antechamber and the ladder that leads down. You follow them, knowing you're probably not too far behind them, and that's why you're going to catch up with them, so you can conveniently all be in the same place. Let me get a token down on the map for you. And alter it so you can use it. 60-foot range. Alright. Everyone else, you are descending down the ladder in pitch black. Not too much of a problem
just
for...
to make sure you're aware, Colin, Mike is not present. He is restarting his computer.
Alright, well, I'll pick it up whenever he gets back.